Hello my summer carers, I'm sure that you've been waiting for a video about the mechanic services. Actually for any video. Today we will analyze two first pages of the service catalog, line by line. You may know that Satsuma's engine breakdowns are very frequent. Usually to repair the engine I just buy the new parts from Fleetari. Along with this, he can also repair our old broken parts. To find out how good he is in fixing stuff, I used a bit of magic and set various wear values for parts in the MSC editor. It's time to throw disassembled engine parts in the van and find some missing pistons. I have collected all the parts, slept and set off at dawn. Mechanic can repair only certain parts, which are represented on the shelves. They are the only parts that can wear out. But there is one exception. Bring your carburetor here if you used it without the air filter. It can't wear out, but it can break. I told about its diagnostics in another video about troubleshooting. The link is in the description as well. I got lucky with the first piston. It was easy to spot in the headlights as it was right in the plain view. I had to struggle with the second one though. All that was left of it was a connecting rod lying in the ditch. Now let's finally go to the mechanic. Fleetari instantly offers us to buy expensive brand new parts. As I found out, their average condition is about 90%. The question is, what wear value will we get as a result and how much money will we save if we order a repair instead of buying new parts? Let's look in the catalog. We need to choose the repair of broken engine parts. It's the third line. In short, about the first two lines. The first one, wheel alignment, sets the right angle for the front wheels, that is, setting the zero toe. The second line is for when you can't figure out how to assemble the braking system, which means it's not worth it, as you can always watch a video about assembling braking system on my channel. The link is in the description as well. I came back home and after half an hour, Fleetari called me. Let's park the van at the gate again and take the repaired parts. As you can see, they look as good as new, but how long will they last? Let's find it out with MSC editor. On the left, parts before the repair, on the right, after. It seems like most of the parts gained back a half of their condition. Among them, however, two parts stand out in this list. First is the head gasket that gained 99% of its condition. That's not bad at all. But if you look at the fourth piston that I have left intact on purpose, you can see that Fleetari nearly broke it. You will get such a result for paying 2500 markers. A major assembly of the engine with the purchase of new parts will cost you about 9000 markers, but you will get parts twice as fresh than the repaired ones. When I had finally put the engine together, I found out a really sad fact. All the tuning values have been reset. This means that we have to figure out the next two lines in the brochure. What's the difference between engine adjustment for 1200 markers and engine tuning for 4000 markers? So, I have started Satsuma and it barely moved. Let's take a look at the values that got reset as a result of the engine rebuild. To my surprise, not only valves and carburetors, but even distributors' values have been reset. When I reached the mechanic's shop, I decided to test the most expensive tuning. Now let's look at the settings we will get for 4000 markers. This time Fleetari did a good job and set the values needed for the Satsuma's maximum performance. When I have counted the approximate 0 to 100 km time, I got around 12 seconds. I wasn't happy with the result, so I have tried again. With a barely improved time, I came back to Fleetari to see what the cheap tuning provides.
jos sä maksat siitä, niin kyllähän sitä ainakin persettä myy.
To be fair, the factory spec speaks for itself. It means that the car will be tuned according to the factory standards. Right after that, let's check the second page of the brochure. Here we can change the final gear ratio. In short, if you want maximum speed, select a lower value. If you want the best acceleration, select the highest one. Basically, it's a choice between the higher speed and better acceleration that is up to your taste. Meanwhile, the stock value is written below on the same page. By the time I have reached the highway, I already noticed a lack of power. How will it affect the run? With a clean start without a wheel spin, the car turned out to be slower by 4 seconds. This leads to a conclusion: if you need a car that can last for a long time and rarely needs to be repaired, set it to the factory spec, but don't expect much. If you want a car that can instantly rip out every of its 60 horsepower, set the more expensive setting. I would say setting a higher final gear ratio didn't help either. If you want to compete in rally, I recommend you the default gear ratio. While participating in rally with the highest gear ratio, you will get the best acceleration, but meanwhile you will have to constantly switch between third and fourth gears. It may not be a problem for you, but for me it felt like I was losing too much time. Now let's quickly cover other lines on the list. The next line, windshield replacement, will come in handy if you accidentally break it on your Satsuma. Suspension mount straightening, costing a horrendous 9200 markers, will straighten your Satsuma's suspension. Most of the times it is a consequence of the accident. The bent suspension makes the car hard to control. I doubt that there will be anyone who will order the service and won't restart the save game. Seriously, just restart it. Roll cage install is a requirement for the rally and it makes Satsuma safer like 300 times. If you install a roll cage, door cards and the back seat will be unmounted and can't be put back after the installment, so it's better to unmount the back seat at home. The last line in the list is for players that have a nitrous oxide system installed. As soon as you run out of NOS, visit the mechanic to fill it up. We'll talk about its installation in videos about building Satsuma. If I made anything a bit clearer for you, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in another video. See you soon. Stay well.